A very good evening. Welcome to our special election show, GE2020 Today. Coming to you every night during this election season. I'm Haryanto Diman.
And I'm Michelle Martin from Money FM 89.3. You want to subscribe to the Straits Times channel so you never miss a single episode. Held in the midst of a pandemic, GE2020 is shaping up to be a general election like no other. Tonight, voters were treated to a new feature called Constituency Political Broadcasts, or CPBs. With exactly a week to go to polling day, these broadcasts are meant to allow candidates the opportunity to reach a wide audience on national TV and radio. The first 5 broadcasts tonight include candidates from the key battleground, Aljunied GRC. The People's Action Party is hoping to retake the GRC after losing to the Workers' Party in 2011 and 2015.
After 9 years of representation by the Workers' Party, we have to ask ourselves, what has Aljunied been for us? Are we the check and balance mechanism of the country, or a catalyst to take Singapore forward to greater heights? Aljunied needs a team that not only speaks for you, but journeys with you.
Pritam Singh, the Workers' Party chief, reassured residents of the financial soundness of the town council. A High Court judgment last year found former party chief Lau Tia Kiang and Secretary Sylvia Lim had breached their fiduciary duties towards the town council.
GE2015 was a close call for us when we won by just 2,626 votes. We understand that your vote needs to be earned. We have worked hard to earn your trust, sometimes under very difficult circumstances. For those who feel that we have not met your expectations, we seek your understanding and promise to do better.
Also featured in tonight's constituency political broadcasts were candidates from Mo Kio GRC, Bishan-Toa Payoh GRC and 2 single seats, Bukit Batok and Bukit Panjang.
The issue of how town councils are run has also been raised in Bukit Panjang, where Singapore Democratic Party Chairman Dr. Paul Tambaya is hoping to keep the PAP's Liang Eng Hua at bay. The PAP won the seat in 2015 with more than 2/3 of the votes.
The PAP may often confuse our country with a corporation, but it cannot deny necessary services to residents regardless of who wins the election. The SDP promises that we will run the town council ourselves with the active participation of residents. We will transparently demand all accounts be released to ensure a smooth transition.
I grew up in Bukit Panjang, I still live around the area today, and this is where my life is. Bukit Panjang has improved significantly over the last decade, and hence the life of our residents as well. Most importantly, as the town enter into its 30th years, we need to invest into its continued vibrancy and sustainability, upgrade and renew our precincts and our blocks.
We'll be hearing from more candidates in the coming days with more broadcasts airing in the next 4 nights.
Now, meanwhile, several parties held e-rallies tonight, including candidates from the Singapore People's Party and the Progress Singapore Party. In his first e-rally, SPP's Jose Raymond, running for Potong Pasir SMC, sought to set himself apart from his PAP opponent, Mr. Sito Ipin. He said he will personally care for his residents' needs, effectively manage the town council and be their voice in Parliament.
But let's make this very clear. A member of Parliament is not just an estate manager. He or she are also legislators and representatives of the people in Parliament. Many a times we forget that MPs must also voice the concerns, the needs and the desires of our constituents in Parliament. These issues need to be discussed by MPs who are the ones who help us shape policies for you and for me and for our children. If elected, I will speak up in Parliament without fear and will ask the hard questions and shine a light on issues which deserve a lot more attention.
Mr. Raymond also proposed to digitize the Meet the People sessions so that residents' appeals can be dealt with immediately. For the elderly residents who are not tech-savvy, he said that as their MP, he would just be a phone call away.
The PSP also held its first e-rally this evening. The party is challenging the PAP in Tanjong Pagar GRC for the first time, fielding a team comprising of Michael Chua, Wendy Low, Harish Pillay, Terence Soon and Abbas Kasmani. The PSP is also contesting in the new single seat of Kebun Baru, which has been carved out of Nee Soon GRC. It's fielding Kumaran Pillai against the PAP's Kevin Kwek there.
From a digital election to a digital economy, Singapore is firmly committed to an inclusive digital future. In the PAP campaign show Straight Talk, Education Minister Ong Ye Kung said that Singapore's education system has evolved to not only allow for equal learning opportunities, but also to foster lifelong learning.
Also on the show were Denise Phua and Dr. Wan Rizal Wan Zakaria. Mr. Ong outlined how the COVID-19 crisis has facilitated bridging of the digital divide, citing the National Digital Literacy Program that was brought forward by 7 years. He added that digital literacy is not just about having devices as learning tools, but it starts with having good cyber wellness practices.
In a separate episode of Straight Talk, Communications and Information Minister S. Iswaran also talked about reducing the digital gap among seniors, low-income families and persons with disabilities. He called for seniors to be open to learning and tech-savvy Singaporeans to find creative ways to impart their digital skills.
Joining Mr. Iswaran were Ms. Tin Pei Ling and Mr. Tan Kiat Hao. Ms. Tin said the circuit breaker had highlighted how important tech familiarity is for seniors.
But the important thing is how can we help our seniors and even the more vulnerable to be digitally ready, to at least have the basic skills to make use of this tool in order to help them live a better life. Even for our children, and I think especially for those of lower income, I feel very much for them. Compared to perhaps other children, their peers from perhaps the more privileged families or better off families, they may have lesser opportunities to, access to devices or even enrichment programs like coding. I think we can do more to help them.
The online space has opened up new possibilities for party candidates to engage with voters. We trawled through cyberspace and even stalked some on their social media accounts to bring you some of the best social media posts.
Okay.
There you go. So intense. No one takes running an election campaign as literally as PAP's Mr. Tan Chuan Jin. Now, after all, he has been running since 2011. Now, that is also the title of a video he posted on Instagram. In it, a sweaty Mr. Tan clutching a stack of flyers was racing through corridors and down stairwells just so he could meet as many residents as possible.
Everyone's an athlete these days. New and younger candidates from various opposition parties also let voters into their homes. The Workers' Party, Ms. Raish Khan, shared the limelight with her cat, Bambi, as she talks about why she's running for Parliament and her history of working with vulnerable communities.
That's right. You know, Michelle, videos with cats, always the best.
Always
Now, on Facebook, Progress Singapore Party's Mr. Terence Soon was seen cradling his newborn son. The Tanjong Pagar GRC candidate wants to fight for the future of Singapore's next generation and help those who fell through the cracks.
We showed you the highlights of the constituency political broadcasts at the top of the show, but here's what went on before the cameras rolled. Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong took a safe distance Wi-Fi with his Mo Kio GRC team, and WP candidates for Marine Parade GRC obliged to a photo with an elderly gentleman who mentioned that he too has a hammer.
And those are our top social picks for today. If you come across anything creative that the party candidates have posted on their social media, do share them with us in the comments section below.
Before we go, a reminder that our special shows will also run this weekend on both Saturday and Sunday. You can watch GE2020 Editor's Take at 1 p.m. and The Big Story at 5:30 p.m. You can follow ST's full coverage of Singapore GE2020 on our microsite and get the latest happenings on the ground on our live blog. It has everything you need to know about the general election, including special reports, guides, and videos.
Once again, I'm Haryanto Diman with Michelle Martin from Money FM 89.3. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to your company at 10 p.m. tomorrow. Now we leave you with a recap of today's campaigning.